Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Goalpost podcast with your host, I guess, at this point, Will. As you can see, we've got full members back today. We've got Lee here again, and we've got Darius. How are we, guys?
Good, thank you, mate.
Good. Today's episode, we'll just be going through a run through of the World Cup, pretty much. You know, it's the big talking points. So let's get straight into it. As you can tell, we are English, so we may as well start with our team, our country. What you guys make of Monday's game then against Iran?
We played well, didn't we? I watched bits of it. I was at work, so I didn't see all of it, but I watched most of it. I was on my lunch at 1 o'clock, so it was all right. We played quite well. We looked quite good, but we still did concede twice to Iran. So it wasn't all perfect, but there was definitely a lot of positives to take from it. And looking at so far this week, how you've seen how Argentina are struggling against Saudi Arabia and Germany have struggled against Japan today. You know, a 6-2 result in the opening game looks fantastic.
Yeah, no, I think it was a good performance. To score 6 goals in your first game is obviously, you know, better than what I think we would have expected before coming into the tournament. You know, especially with the fact that England weren't really that good in the build up to the World Cup. After the Nations League, they weren't really performing very well. There probably wasn't that much expectation that we could do as well in the competition. But, you know, having a result like that to start off with is great. Yeah, they scored 2 goals. I think that England probably will concede goals in the tournament. But you know, one of the goals shouldn't have counted with Iran. That penalty weren't a penalty, in my opinion. But, you know, as long as, you know, we keep up performances like that, scoring goals, then I don't see why we can't get through and win the group.
Yeah, I mean, from what I can remember, I mean, Lee, you said you was at work. I went to a pub to watch it and got absolutely steaming. But that's a different story for a different day. Yeah, I think everyone in there before the game, I don't think we were expecting 6 goals to go in. I don't think we were expecting a 4 at the back either.
No, yeah,
it was good to see, to be honest. Yeah, like you said, guys, good attacking football, I thought. Yeah, the penalty, trying to remember back to that back to that time on Monday. Yeah, from what I can remember, I don't think it was a penalty. But again, I'm slightly intoxicated, so who knows? Yeah, I mean, was there any standout performers for you guys in that against Iran?
I mean, for starters, I think he should have got man of the match. I think Saka got man of the match in the end, but for me, I think Jude Bellingham, he started the game. He got the first goal, and he was just immense all over the park. He's a box-to-box midfielder, and at 19 years old, it's quite insane to see how good he is. He's probably a world-class player already. He's probably one of our best players that we've got. So for me, he was man of the match and quite a standout performer. There was always obviously Saka with the 2 goals, played very well from that right wing, and probably justified his selection. And yeah, I thought overall there was no bad performances, I don't think. But yeah, it was a good performance and a good win.
Darius, any key performers for you?
Yeah, I'd say Bellingham probably deserved man of the match. I think Saka was brilliant, you know, getting 2 goals. You know, he had a fantastic performance. I expected Phil Foden to start, if I was being honest. So Saka starting and doing as well as he did, fair play to him. He was very good, and I can see why Gareth picks him. But yeah, Jude Bellingham controlled the tempo of the game, the midfield. Yeah, he was brilliant. I think, yeah, like Lee said, I think there wasn't really one bad performance for any England player, really. I think Maguire did get a little bit caught out on the first goal for Iran, and that was it, really. Everything else was pretty pretty good. I think everyone had a great performance and a great start. So
Yeah, I mean, from my point of view, like you said, Bellingham. I mean, what do we say? Fantastic star boy for us. Yeah, I think Maguire probably got caught out on that first goal, but I don't think he played terribly either. You know, he got an assist.
yeah,
Probably nearly scored as well.
did hit the bar.
Yeah. I think from what I can remember, I think Trippier was a bit shaky. I'm not gonna lie, at right back. I thought Trippier, I felt there's a few wayward passes from him. It wasn't at his best. And I rate Trippier so highly as well. But, I think Trent might be in for a shoe-in against USA. Yeah. But apart from that, not too many concerns, I don't think. Apparently today Kane was out on the pitch training as well, so that's
Yeah,
good news.
That's good. Yeah.
I'm just reading about that now. I wondered that after his scan, but apparently said Pickford has said he's fine, good, and he's been training. So hopefully he'll be able to start against the USA. If not, we saw Callum Wilson come off the bench, get an assist to Jack Grealish,
Yeah.
and he seemed quite well. We also saw Rashford come off the bench and score. So it shows that we have got strength and depth if we do need to go to the bench. That we can bring them on and they can make a difference in games.
Yeah. I mean, what's it? I mean, Kane got 2 assists, I think, Monday, didn't he? I think that was although he didn't score, set 2 of his teammates up. Probably a solid performance. Obviously not 10 out of 10 from him, but solid 7, I'd say.
I think
overall.
I think he's going to be key though in that because he hasn't got the blistering pace that other strikers do, and he uses what he has to great effect. So he will come deep and he will play players in behind. Saka's really quick. Sterling, we've seen how quick he is, and Rashford coming off the bench, and Kane's happy to come deeper like he does at Spurs, pick up the ball and then play it in. So he might not be the Golden Boot winner. Who knows? He may win, the Golden Boot again, but he will get a lot of contributions, I think, because he will be able to have an effect from coming deeper.
I think that's especially in the 4-3-3. I know obviously Foden plays out wide for City, but it's sort of Kane needs wide wingers to be on the flanks. Not so much in City, I don't think. But I think that's probably why Southgate chose Saka over Foden. I mean, I was surprised Mount started, if I'm being honest, and not Foden.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, that's personally where I would have played Foden as the attacking midfielder. But yeah, it's what it is. So next game is Friday night, 7 p.m. against USA. How are we feeling about that, boys?
Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to it. I think it should be a good game. If USA play like they did in the first half against Wales, I think they'll give us a good game because for me they were fantastic against Wales in the first half. They just seemed to run out of steam in the second half, I think, and Wales got a bit more of a grip of the game. And then it was really, I think, was it Zimmerman that gave away the penalty with a stupid challenge.
Yeah.
So I think USA will be a tougher test than I think many believe they will. But if we play like we did against Iran, I think we should have enough to beat them. But you never know. It's a big game. The USA will always be up for it. We've got a lot of history with the USA, haven't we? 2010 World Cup, 1-1. Hopefully there's no more Robert Green open.
Yeah.
Robert Green, a goal.
or New York Post headline saying 1-1 tie, USA wins it. Yeah.
I believe the game is a day after Thanksgiving, so
it's Black Friday, yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be one that the Americans are going to really want to win, because there's been a lot of sort of rivalry, and a lot of been said by the American fans coming into the tournament. They think that they can beat us and do well against us, and hey, let them believe that they can. I think that they will end up getting beaten comfortably. I don't want to say too much because it could come back on me, in that we But from the way we played against Iran, if we keep up a performance like that, I think we should beat them quite comfortably. But yeah, like Lee said, if they play like that in the first half, they will be quite a challenge because they did play really well against Wales in the first half.
I didn't catch the Wales game, unfortunately, because again, thank you for saying, a bit intoxicated. I went straight to sleep. Around 5:30. Anyway, again, different story for a different day. No, but I'm fully expecting it's going to be a bold claim here. A 3 or 4-0 win against USA. I mean, that's the expectations I have of England, though.
Yeah,
like that's how we should be playing, and we should be putting them to the sword. Knowing us, we probably won't. But yeah, I just think we've got so much quality in this team. Like, I know USA is the hipsters' choice, you know. They've got, as the Americans say, they've got the LeBron James of football playing for them, Christian Pulisic, you know. But mate, come on, we should be smashing them, shouldn't we? Really,
yeah.
Like, if we're being realistic. And then obviously after the USA, it's Wales, and I think that's going to be probably our toughest test. Obviously, I think I was speaking to someone in the pub on Monday that they're not really into football. They said, is Iran our easiest game? And I said, on paper it should be Wales. Any other team they'd say Wales is their easiest game.
Yeah.
Because of the quality they have in their squad. But because it's Wales and England, it's going to be our hardest game. I think that's how it will be.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm expecting another win against Wales. Obviously, depends how Friday night goes, but what are your guys' thoughts on that game?
I think if we win Friday night and we know we're through, he might change it up a bit and he might experiment a bit, especially if we've already won the group as well, which is possible, I think, because they drew. If Iran and Wales draw. But yeah, I think we should be able to. It'll probably end up in a draw, I think, that game.
Yeah. No, I sort of agree with that. If we do win against the USA, which I believe we will, Gareth probably will make quite a few rotations because he'll rest players, you know, key players that he'll save for the knockout rounds. And it might give Wales a bit more of a chance. And, you know, like you said, Will, it probably is the mentally most difficult game for England in the group. So, you know, you could probably see it being like a 1-1 draw or something like that. I still think England have got enough quality to win that. I still think England should be getting 9 points. They should be having 3 wins out of 3, but, you know, things are not always like that. So, you know, I'd take a draw as long as we're top of the group. That's the main thing.
Exactly that. Is there any players you'd like to see start either Friday night or against Wales? Anyone in particular that didn't play on Monday?
I'd like to see Foden start, yeah. I think he's a bit more creative than Mount, and he's just a bit. Yeah, I think he offers a bit more than Mason.
There's no problem with saying that.
Say. He offers a bit more in terms of like affecting the game, and he can run at players, he can dribble, he can put a player in, but he can also score some goals. So I think I'd like to see Foden start, but I wouldn't mind if it was the same starting 11. Like it was a good performance. I think it was solid enough, and yeah, as long as you don't go 5 at the back, which I don't think you will for any of the group games.
No. Well, yeah, I mean, go on. Sorry.
No, I was going to say that I feel like if Kyle Walker is fit, which I think it will probably be last game of the group stage, maybe after into the knockout rounds, that's when he'll go with a back 5 because obviously Walker slots into that third centre back, that right centre back position. But I mean, I wouldn't really have a problem playing Kyle Walker at right back in a back 4 and potentially having Trippier play at left back, or, you know, having Luke Shaw play there, just go with the back 4 because Kyle Walker plays for City in a back four. So I don't see why he can't play it right back, for England.
Yeah, exactly. I think the big one is Maddison as well. It'd be good to see him in the England shirt at some point, whenever he's recovered from his slight injury. Hopefully, it'll be Friday. I'm not too sure on the timescale, to be honest with you. But I tell you what, bloody that Iran goalkeeper, how the hell was he allowed to continue after he got nutted?
Yeah.
Mad. They should have just taken him off. They left him on. Like, what is going on there? Honestly.
No,
Seems atrocious.
Yeah, wasn't good. But can I just say as well, what are your thoughts on the very long stoppage time that's been at this World Cup? I mean, we've already had over 90 minutes, probably 2 hours worth of added on time so far in 4 days? Is it?
Yeah.
4 days? Yeah. It's ridiculous. Like, what are your thoughts on that, both of you?
It's been ridiculous, but the reason for it, I can see why they're doing it, because there is not enough football within the 90 minutes as it currently stands, especially with the time waste and everything. But if they did that every week, there'd be about 25 minutes added on at the ETL.
Yeah.
They did that in the Premier League.
Oh dear. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think it's good. I'll say that. It was a bit weird to begin with, I must admit, seeing it. But again, like Lee said, for the reasoning behind it, it's fantastic. Trying to stop time wasting at a major tournament. There's been quite a few injuries as well, so you've got to remember that. So that adds on time as well. But yeah, it's been good. It's been good, I think. What about you, Darius? What's your thoughts on it?
I feel like it could be a problem though in the long term, because you add on a lot more minutes. You've talked about injuries, Will. There potentially, if the players are playing a lot more minutes in the game, that could mean more fatigue, more injuries for squads at the World Cup, and it makes it then more difficult for some of the teams if key players, do get injured because of the amount of added time that's being added on. I mean, you look at like some of the games and you think, yeah, maybe a couple of minutes will be added on, 3 minutes at half time, maybe 3-4 minutes at the end of the game. And at half time, they're adding on 5 minutes. And at the end of the game, they're adding on 7-8 minutes. It's, I think it's a bit overboard. I can sort of understand why they are doing it, but it could impact teams, especially with playing more minutes. Players can get injured.
But do you not think that's why they let a 26-man squad go instead of a 23-man squad?
Possibly.
And use more subs as well helps with that.
Yeah. Now that is true, but I don't, to be honest with you, Will, I don't think many people envisaged that we'd be getting as much stoppage time as we have. Like, I mean, I think it's gone overboard with the amount of time we've had added on. I mean, for the England game, I sort of understand, because that collision with the goalkeeper, there wasn't any play for like 10, 12 minutes. So I sort of understand why there was a lot of time added on. But yeah, there's been other games where there shouldn't have been as much time, but there's been a lot more time added on than you'd expect. So
well, that Spain game today, I was watching, they were 6-0 up or whatever, and then they added on 8 minutes.
Yeah.
They scored a 7th.
I don't understand. Like,
yeah. It is.
I mean, but if that's how long people are time wasting for example, let's say that's how long people are time wasting for. People are stopping though, aren't they? They're not carry on playing during the stoppages. So surely that just counteracts. Well, surely they're actually playing 90 minutes. I know they're on the pitch for longer, but they're actually physically playing for 90. No, with stoppage time.
I think Lee Dixon. I think it was Lee Dixon. In the Spain match that I was watching earlier, he said that instead of adding on 8, 10, 12 minutes, surely we've got the ability to have a chip in the ball or whatever, or something like that, just to stop the clock and have like a stop clock. Like, so then when it gets to 90 minutes, you end the game. So you don't add on the time, you just stop it while it's not in the play.
Also,
Yeah.
do it a bit like a American style type.
Yeah.
When it goes,
When the ball goes out of play,
stop.
They do it in rugby, and the ball goes out of play, the ref stops the clock, and then when it comes back in play, it starts again, and then when it gets to 80 minutes, next time it goes out, the referee blows the whistle. Like if they did something like that, I think that'd be a decent idea, especially in top level football. I think that'd improve, and it'd stop time wasted. And
yeah, I totally agree. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Obviously, so we're speaking about our country, our beloved England. There's been quite a few shocks this week, hasn't there? As you said at the start of the podcast, Lee. I think the main talking point was the Argentina-Saudi Arabia game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. What happened there then?
Absolutely no idea.
The goals that Saudi Arabia scored.
Oh,
they
the
were
second one.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
You can't say they weren't. They were just like scrappy and they've just scraped it. They scored some very good goals, and they're offside trap. Bloody hell.
Yeah, well, I mean,
10 offsides, wasn't it? And they scored 3 offside goals.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I mean, on another day, Argentina go into the first half 4-0 up, don't they? And I think that's what people need to realise as well, because I know they're making a massive big deal out of it. However, I do think the first goal could have been for Saudi Arabia could have been avoided. I think it was Romero, I want to say. I think he let his man go. I think it was Romero. He was absolutely bullied by the Saudi Arabian striker. And, you know, Romero is meant to be the next big thing in the Premier League, you know, playing for Tottenham, Argentinian centre-back, you know. But, yeah, he got outdone there. I mean, he hasn't played a lot for Tottenham. I know that. I think because of the World Cup, you know, I don't want to say he's been faking injuries, but I know a lot of Argentinian players have been not playing as much, so they could be fully ready for the World Cup.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably been a downfall there for Romero, not having that match sharpness, and not playing as frequently as he probably should have been. Yeah. I still think Argentina are going to win it though. I still have that scoreboard hope.
I mean, to be fair, Will, I think Spain back in 2010 lost their first group game.
Yeah,
they went on to win the World Cup. So, you know, it can happen. I went with Argentina to win it from the start. You know, maybe that might just be me being a bit biased because I really, you know, like Messi. I think he deserves it as well. But yeah, I just think it was one of them games where Saudi Arabia took a risk. They played a really high line, and it sort of paid off for them really unexpectedly. I don't think they would have thought that they'd walk away with a win, but in attack, they were very good. They were clinical. They took their chances. The first goal, it deflects off Romero. It goes in, but it's a nice finish. And then the second goal is just a real
saucy.
He takes the ball, turns back, goes past another player, and then just whips it into the top corner. Very nice goal. They probably deserved it, to be honest with you. I know you said, Will, that Argentina could have been 3-4-0 up.
Yeah, on a different day, they probably would have been 4-0 up. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
The Martinez chip, the goal that he scored, that was so close to being onside. I mean, that was margins, very small margins in that. But that's how it is sometimes. And that's what makes the World Cup really good. That's why we love it, because there are shocks like that. And you know, another shock in today's game.
Yeah.
And I expect more, Will. I do expect, and Lee, I do expect more shocks along the way in the tournament. You know.
I thought you meant. Oh, do you know what I thought you meant? I thought you meant you expect more from the Germans. Honestly, I thought you'd gone on a massive German rant then.
Yeah, I must admit though, Japan I thought were very good today. As much as, like, you know, Germany did have control at times. Japan are just they're one of the they're not really rated that highly, but we've seen in previous World Cups, they went
always get out of the group, don't they?
Yeah, they went 2-0 up against Belgium in the knockout round, and they just lost it because Belgium came back I think they scored in the last minute of the game. Japan are really good. They're a very underrated side. They showed it today. Fantastic performance, and that second goal was brilliant. The touch,
it was
finish from that angle. Yeah, really, really good.
Lee, what are your thoughts on that game then? Germany, Japan.
I didn't watch it. I was at work. Oh no, I watched the first half. Sorry, because I was on lunch, so that was all right. That was when Germany were probably at their best. So, but yeah, you could see the warning signs. To be honest, I think Japan scored an offside goal within the first few minutes of the game.
Yeah,
and they look dangerous on the counter attack all the time. So the Germany side haven't had the best of starts, have they? And they lost the last. They went out, didn't they, in the last World Cup at the group
2018.
stage? So could it be a sense of deja vu?
Yeah, it could be.
They lost to another Asian side in 2018, wasn't it? It was South Korea. It's a weird one with Germany. They've got overall, I think their squad is really young. They've got a few older players like Neuer, Gundogan, and Müller. I think they're their oldest players there. But overall, I said it. I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but I think this year's World Cup for Germany is a bit too. I don't think they'll go on to win it. I was expecting them to get out of the group, but I think it was 4 years too early for that group of players. I thought Musiala, he done all right. He didn't have his best game, but he didn't have his worst game, I don't think. Darius, did you watch the whole game?
Yes, I did.
I only saw bits of it, and I thought Musiala could have done better, could have done worse. What are your thoughts on him? Because it was big expectations on his shoulder for this World Cup.
He's sort of, he's the Bellingham to Germany. And obviously he did play for England at one point. But he's fantastic. Yeah, he's a very good player. He had I thought he was all right today. I thought he was showing a lot of, I thought he was good. I thought Serge Gnabry probably was Germany's best player. He had a lot of chances. The Japanese goalkeeper did really well, saving a lot of shots from Germany in the second half. But yeah, I just think it was one of them things that Germany had the control, but they didn't look 100% safe with the lead that they had. And as soon as Japan went on a counter attack and moved the ball forward, which they did really well, they found a lot of space in between the lines, and they got that equaliser. They just went and decided not to sit back and take a point, especially against a strong German side, and they scored a really nice second goal. If you saw the second goal, Nicolas Soule was really he kept the Japanese.
He was so deep, weren't he?
Yeah, he was so deep, which sort of contributed to them scoring.
Yeah.
But taking nothing away from Japan, great game. It was a really good moment afterwards to see all the fans celebrating and the Japanese are a great nation. We've seen in previous World Cups that they've, the fans, because the fans cleaned up all the mess after the games and stuff, and they seem like really nice people, and they came in their numbers, and they deserved the win. So fair play to them. They could actually win the group, to be fair. I'd probably still have Spain ahead because of the way they performed today. But hey, there's been shocks. I could see Japan getting. I can see Japan getting through, definitely. Yeah. But I wouldn't put it past them maybe to get first place. Be tough, but they could do it.
Yeah, it's like you said, Darius. It's what the World Cup's all about, isn't it? These sort of games. I want to take it back to a game last night, France v Australia. France put 4 past Australia. Was it 4 in the end? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, 4-1. I'm going to shout this guy out because I think he's bloody fantastic. Oli Giroud.
Yeah.
Olivier Giroud, yeah.
Oli Giroud. What a man. What a man. I mean, everyone was, crying about Benzema not being fit for the World Cup, not playing. But I mean, I said it to a few people. Again, I can't remember if I said it on the pod or not. But I think France play better with Giroud as the 9 than they do with Benzema. They won a World Cup with Giroud. They haven't done that with Benzema. Obviously, Benzema was out of the team for God knows how long, but still, I just think Giroud offers. He's just fantastic. He allows Mbappe to just be free and be the star, and Giroud just soaks up all the goals, he gets, don't he? What were your thoughts on the game? Did you guys both watch it, or?
I dipped in and out of it. I watched bits of it. I think I saw the France equaliser and then the France goal to go 2-1 up. I thought, I thought they played all right. I thought Griezmann played quite well with the bits that I saw of it, in like that number 10 role. And they always look dangerous on the attack. Obviously, you do when you've got Mbappe running one side, Dembele running the other. And I thought, yeah, they didn't look as good as they did in 2018,
No.
I don't think.
I think that's the point. Yeah,
they definitely looked good, and deserved the win against Australia.
Maurice.
Yeah, I watched bits of the game. It was a bit of a shock to see Australia go 1-0 up. And I think that sort of had to do with the fact that, Lucas Hernandez got injured in the build-up. I believe that he's done his ACL. So he's out for the rest of the tournament. He'll be out for quite a long time. And that's obviously another player added to France's injury list. They've got a lot of key players out of the tournament. But yeah, not taking anything away from France. They were brilliant. Giroud is such an underrated football player. I think the BBC did like a piece on Mbappe before the game, and Mbappe sort of said that he likes playing behind the strikers because at PSG he's sort of the one that plays up top with Neymar and Messi behind him, and he prefers to play in one of the positions behind a striker. He gets
on the left or right.
Yeah, he feels that he can get more out of a game. And obviously he does that for the national team. And you've seen why that, he does it really well because he was so influential in the game. That little cheeky backheel pass to Rabiot for, I think it was the second goal, was really good. Yeah, really good. He could have had a hat-trick on the night, to be fair. Mbappe was very involved, got his goal, but yeah, taking nothing away from France or how good Giroud was, they were great, and they'll go far in the tournament. Probably just the midfield that is the questionable thing with them.
Do you know what? Because I watched the whole game yesterday. Looking at it, I think if we get to the quarterfinal, I think we would sort of meet them in the quarterfinals.
Potentially, yeah.
I'm not that scared of them anymore after seeing that game, because I tell you for why. They looked so open defensively, and I think with our quality up front, I think we could punish them big time. I mean, Australia should have been 2-2 at half time, but they weren't. Yeah, I just think they're so open. If Australia had half decent players, I say half decent. if I had players equivalent to France's level, I think they would have caused France really big problems. Yeah, I just think they were very open at the back, but you can afford to do that against teams like Australia. Good day. What were the other games? So obviously Spain smashed Costa Rica 7-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people are getting a bit carried away with that, I think. I mean, Costa Rica are dire at the minute.
Yeah,
I think
they absolutely dominated the game. I saw a stat. Spain completed 970 passes in that game. I mean,
filthy.
It's not surprising. I think they just played midfielders all. They had Rodri at centre half, and Busquets, Coco, Gavi. What's the other one? Pedri.
Danny Olmo.
Yeah, it's like they just had 9 midfielders on the pitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they did play well. I watched the last 20 minutes of it. I saw the 6th and the 7th goal. And the goal that Gavi scored, to be fair, was a really good goal. I don't know if you've seen it. Came out to him the edge of the box on the volley, just outside of the booted it off the post.
Yeah,
it was a lovely goal. They seem to play really well, and to be honest, I think they were unlucky in the Euros in 2021. They went out to Italy on penalties, didn't they? I had them to win the Euros, but they never did. But I think they could go far in this tournament. Obviously, they didn't have the best World Cup in 2018, but I think since Luis Enrique has come in, he's kind of settled the ship, and I think they're on an upward trajectory. They've got a very young team, but I think they've got great players. I think they will probably go far. They play great football. Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, mentioning Enrique there, he's an elite manager. Won treble with Barcelona. Again, I'm going to say the same thing like I did with Germany. I think it might be 4 years too late. It's not too late, too early. Sorry, for Spain to win it this year. But I do expect them, like you said, Lee, to go far into the tournament. Definitely quarterfinals, I'd say. More than likely semi-finals, but I don't expect them to get to the final or win it. And if they do get to the final, I think again, 4 years too early for them, personally.
I found it quite funny because before the game, the pundits were saying that they don't see Spain scoring that many goals because they've got they haven't really got that good of a players in attack compared to what had previously in years gone by. But I mean, they've put 7 past Costa Rica, so I mean, and they have got some experienced players in that team. You look at Busquets and Jordi Alba and Azpilicueta, obviously. They're experienced, and they've got a lot of younger talent in there, which they've stepped up to the plate. They've done very well today. But going back to what Lee was saying about the Euros, I mean, that young team had the most possession in the Euros. They were the team that had the most possession across the whole tournament with, I think, something like 76%. So they can dominate a game. They know how to dominate a game. And,
Look, I'll just quote Jose. They can take the ball home. We'll take the 3 points home.
No, well, they're a team. I know that, possession isn't everything in a game. It's about, putting the ball in the back of the net, obviously, but they've done that a lot today.
Yeah.
Scored 7 goals. And if they, keep that up, I could see them going, quite far into the competition. I agree. Well, I don't think they will win it, but I don't see why they can't go, like you said, to the quarters, the semi-finals, because they are another one of these sort of underrated teams.
Yeah, a funny fact I actually heard about Spain is that when they won the World Cup in 2010, they scored 8 goals. And they've scored 7 in their opening game this year. So
fuck it now.
Oh, I did not know that.
No,
I didn't know that either. Statman Lee.
That was Clive Tilsley's stat. I'll give him credit.
Wow.
I know he's watching.
So you love Clive. So any other important games? I mean, the opener was a bit dire, weren't it? I mean, Qatar, bloody hell.
I mean, Qatar are awful, but I didn't think Ecuador were very good. I just thought Qatar were that shit. They made Ecuador look like 1970s Brazil.
Bloody hell. I think my local pub team could give Qatar a game. Bloody hell.
They made the what is it, the people that are running the tournament, sort of the people high up at the tournament, they were leaving the stadium by 55th minute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was empty.
Yeah, they weren't interested. But yeah, Qatar, they're well, I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but yeah, they're certainly not making it out of the group. And I can see, 0 points for them by the end of it, sadly. Well, not sadly, but they're just not strong enough compared to the rest of the teams. But I think it'll be interesting to see Ecuador because obviously I think it will be between Senegal and Ecuador for that second place. Without Mane, maybe Ecuador have got a chance.
Apparently, Mendy had 2 shockers against Netherlands.
Oh, Mendy, he was
he did. that I don't know what's happened to
The
him.
first one, he's come charging out, and
Yeah.
the striker's nipped in front of him to head it in.
Yeah.
And then the second one, he should do, if not catch it, he should push it at a
He's got to
different
push.
angle.
He's got to push it out
He
wide.
pushes it straight out, and Depay was it twatted it in?
Clausen, I think.
Clausen, sorry.
Yeah, Clausen, yeah.
Depay was the one that had the original shot on it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But,
Twatted it in.
Yeah, not great for Chelsea's goalkeeper, but yeah.
Who started in goal for Spain, by the way? Sorry to jump between the two games here, guys.
Simon, it was.
Oh, does he play for Villarreal?
Athletic Bilbao.
Bilbao, bloody hell.
Yeah, and he didn't have a shot to save. They didn't have a shot, did Costa Rica?
Mad. Because they brought Sanchez and Raya as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, would have thought it would have been one of those two, but clearly not. Just go through some of the fixtures. Sorry, I'll have a look. Just have a look at the games that gone past. I mean,
Belgium.
Poland. Oh, what was that?
Belgium
1-0.
winning 1-0. Yeah,
I know. I'm watching it. Back I scored before.
Yeah, Batman.
Canada missed early penalty.
Canada have been excellent. Canada deserved to be winning this game. They missed a penalty. They probably should have had another penalty. Courtois made some good saves. Belgium have been rubbish.
Bloody hell, they're still playing Alderweireld and the Tongan.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I feel with Belgium, it's the golden generation is now gone for them. Sadly, they had their opportunity. They got third place at the World Cup in 2018. I think many people thought it would have been then that would have been their best opportunity with the players that they have and the quality, but obviously they got knocked out by France in the semi-final, and Belgium are always known for having good players, but it doesn't really they just don't have.
Yeah, but look at the managers they've had, man. They've had bloody Bobby Martinez, who's their manager now. Who was their manager in bloody 2014? Some short fellow, weren't it? Fucking, I can't even think of his name. No, do you know it's the short fat fella? No offense,
I think I know.
That's the only
I couldn't remember back then.
But honestly, Roberto Martinez as your manager, you're not going to win nothing, are you? Especially with that group of players.
I don't think there is many elite managers within international football. That's why I think Spain are doing so well, because they are one of the only ones that have got an elite manager.
We've got Sir Gareth. What I mean, Southgate, you're the one. You still turn me on.
Mark Wilmots was the last manager, by the way. Just looked it up.
Is it the short fat fella?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. I mean, what do you expect? You have a goal. It's like us having fucking Sven and Eriksson. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, Louis van Gaal for the Netherlands is, I would say,
he's up there. I'd say as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Hansi Flick for Germany. I mean, he's done well with Bayern Munich.
Yeah, but that said, I don't think it will be their tournament. I think it's still,
No, yeah, of course. International managers. Name 5 a day.
Hervé Renard.
Who?
He's a Saudi Arabia manager. I have been his fan for the longest time. I remember watching.
Here we go.
No. I remember watching Zambia win the Africa Cup of Nations on ITV4 in 2012.
Oh my god! 2010. 2012. Yeah, sorry.
I remember that so clear. And then he won it again with Ivory Coast. Then he got Morocco to the World Cup, and now he's done this. He wears that crisp white shirt. He had that on in 2012. He still got it on in 2022. He's unbelievable.
Is that the Saudi Arabia manager?
Yeah.
I swear they said on TV that he was sacked by Cambridge United.
I think I've seen that. Yeah. 2004, he lost.
Yeah.
However, I did read from a Cambridge point of view, it was the worst time in their history, and here's the main reason they got relegated out to Football League. So
clearly he's got better in his managerial career since, because that's that's the biggest win for Saudi Arabia. Probably the biggest win
in their history.
Yeah, in their history. So
yeah, of course, man.
They had a national holiday, didn't they, today?
They did.
They did. Lucky bastards. Oh dear. Junior Hoylett come off Canada, unfortunately. Up the ding. Thanks for Redden, quality player. Obviously Poland drew 0-0 with Mexico. Lewandowski missed a pen.
Howler from Lewandowski.
Mate, they've got the OG goalkeeper, haven't they?
They have.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh, so many childhood memories seeing him in goal.
At the World Cup, he turns into Casillas, Buffon, all he will probably get the man of the match award for every game that Mexico have in this tournament because he comes alive. It's
so good.
Yeah, he is an OG, certainly is.
Denmark drew 0-0 with Tunisia. Yeah.
Tunisia were pretty good in that game, to be fair.
They?
A lot of people would have thought, Denmark comfortable win, because they'll think that it will be France and Denmark that will advance. But I thought Tunisia were very good. They made it really difficult for Denmark. I think Denmark put it in the net once or twice in the game and it was offside and things like, didn't go their way necessarily. But I thought Tunisia were really good on the counter-attack. They did look good defensively as well. So maybe Tunisia have got a chance to go through. So be interesting. But they didn't
open that group, isn't it, really?
Yeah, they didn't look as bad as I think a lot of people would have thought.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting few days, isn't it, with the World Cup? Obviously, we still got Brazil, Portugal to play. I mean, how do you reckon Brazil will do? Do you reckon they'll just smash? Is it Ghana they've got? I think
Serbia. They play.
Oh, Serbia.
Portugal.
Bloody, what's it? Everyone's raving about Serbia. Have you seen that on Twitter? Everyone thinks like they're going to be the dark horses of the tournament.
I've heard a lot of people say Uruguay, to be fair, being the
Uruguay as well.
Yeah, because they have got some very talented
Uruguay's
players.
group is very open. I think that is the one group where anyone would predict a team to finish fourth could finish first.
Is it South Korea in there?
Yeah.
South Korea, Uruguay, Ghana, and Portugal. It's a very. I think they all got a decent chance. They've all got decent players, yeah.
Who Brazil got?
Brazil got Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon.
See,
I mean, realistically,
yeah, Brazil should finish top of that, but I think that's not again an open group, not as open as Portugal's, but I think Switzerland are a good team. They knocked out France in the Euros. I don't think Serbia are that bad. I mean, obviously they're going to have Mitrovic and Vlahovic, I presume, up front. Who are
Mitrovic is doubtful. He's got a broken foot. Apparently.
He's been out for Fulham money, so I don't know if he's back yet.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at the probable lineup. It'd probably be Vlahovic and Tadic.
Not bad.
No, it's not bad. Still,
I mean, they've got another Mitrovic at centre back. To be fair, it could be his brother. They do look similar.
Do they all end in H?
Yeah.
No, they don't. No.
I do it not.
Number 8 for Serbia, Guldic. Well, it's a J. It's just a J. Nemanja. Yeah. He's the only one. Everyone else is itch. Yeah, I mean, we were expecting the big things from Brazil. I mean, everyone's got them in Argentina. I mean, they're his favourites.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what Vinny Jr. does, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Well, they've got a very scary attack, haven't they, Brazil?
Yeah.
Very skillful, very fast.
They've got R9 up top.
Of course.
The fake one.
You said that with such passion then.
No ice cream.
Oh,
Get Jesus up front.
the fake one. Oh dear, yeah. But everyone's expecting Brazil and Argentina to go. I mean, they'll meet in the semi-finals, but one of those two,
Well,
aren't
maybe
they?
not. Argentina might not win the
Well,
group now.
yeah.
So.
Oh, whoops. Saudi Arabia after they won, they're doing this, mate. Ooh. They're doing a Neymar celebration and a Ronaldo celebration. That's what they were doing. They were loving it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Are we happy to end it there, guys? I know it's a bit of a short episode, but
Yeah.
you know, we can do another roundup next week sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this little roundup of the World Cup. Like and subscribe. We'll have another episode for you next week. Catch you soon. See you later.
Yeah.
See ya.